This land is your land, this land is my land, from Kalamazoo to Mackinac Island, from Copper Harbor to Ann Arbor. Freedom is meant for you and me, a growing movement, a coalition. From the grassroots, we're on a mission for every citizen all across Michigan. Freedom is meant for you and me.
Allegan County, a nice Midwestern mix of city life and farmland, where it's common to spend time down at the local coffee shop, catching up with friends. It's also the home to Jay Quist and his son, Jack, the two people who are the focus of our story. Theirs is not a story you'll hear every day. It's a story of how self-determination gave Jack Quist independence as a small business owner, and how through Jack's independence, his father found freedom too. That freedom involves Jack working 5 days a week to make sure his company has enough product to get the job done. About a year ago, a local company needed some help from the community, and Jack's box business was born.
United Container does something a little bit different in recycling boxes, in that we recycle the boxes to actually be reused again as a box rather than to be crushed and then ground up into to paper pulp.
So Jack and his crew got busy. They found a location and started getting boxes ready for shipment. But just as things were getting off the ground, the unexpected happened. Jack's business partner wanted out.
I took Jack home that day, and Jack turned and looked at me and said, "What do we do next?" Because he knew his business could be in trouble, but really wanted and enjoyed it. So we've been working really hard to make sure that it does indeed continue. Right, Jack?
Deciding to stay in business without a partner proved to be the best decision Jack could have made. His company just added a third delivery to its weekly shipments, and it now handles more than 9,000 boxes a week and is looking for more.
They continue to get more efficient, and they're pushing for, like I said, we had 2 trucks a week. Right now they want a third and possibly a 4th truck here, so they're ready to handle more production.
All of this is great news for Jack and his company. But no one is happier about Jack's newfound independence and freedom than his dad.
Well, it's free time up for me, so I can farm the way I please. And if I feel like going to the coffee shop, I go to the coffee shop.
When Jay isn't talking with friends at the coffee shop, he and Jack work as a team on their many acres of farmland.
And sometimes what I do in this yard, Dad.
Yeah, I think once they leave, I think that'd be a good idea. Start the lawnmower, and then you can get busy again.
Just like Jack, people all across Michigan are expressing their newly found freedom and independence in ways they never imagined. By gaining control of one's life through self-determination, more and more citizens with disabilities are proving that freedom is within the reach of everyone.
We're Michigan partners for freedom, got strong values and we heed 'em. Basic rights, we all need 'em. Freedom is meant for you and me.
The sound of a happy canine wolfing down some delicious homemade treats, courtesy of Genesee County resident and business owner Dan Sturgis, owner of Canine Cuisine Pet Treats.
Started seriously thinking about it when we went to the Midland Academy for self-determination. They helped us do his business budget and write out the plan. He was really excited about it. He was telling us everything he wanted to do as far as making the treats, and he wanted to do the bandanas and have all the little display bowls.
Victoria is Dan's older sister. Dan knows that she is always there to listen and, if need be, to help. And Victoria knows that when Dan wants something, there's no stopping him. It's a bond that's worked out perfectly, especially when Dan's need for self-determination and independence began to take center stage in his life. Victoria says it took about 3 years to get everything in place for Dan to take control of his life and pursue the independent lifestyle he's wanted for years. He moved away from his family, got an apartment, and started a business. And Victoria knows, without a doubt, that her brother Dan is the happiest he's ever been.
His life, he has a life. He has dreams. He has just opportunities here that we would have never have thought that he would have had.
Another way Dan's family knew he was completely immersed in his newfound freedom was a few years back when he experienced a setback in a personal relationship.
We were ready to come to Flint and pack him up and move him back and take him home. And when we came and asked him if he wanted to move back home, he told us no. He said that he had a life here. I have my friends here. I have my church here. I have my work here. I don't want to live with you.
In the business world, Dan works closely with Cheryl Osborne, a transition coordinator. Together, they research recipes, explore marketing opportunities, and talk about Dan's latest idea, owning and operating a pet cafe.
They would bake dog treats, and they would also have people treats, coffee and muffins and things, so you could come in with your dog, and there'd be, a place for your dog to sit and lay down, and a place for you to have your treat.
Part of being a business owner means saving and reinvesting in the business. But that's something Dan is already on top of.
He understands that he's responsible for paying for his groceries and the cable and electric and his rent, clothing, stuff like that.
Along with his plan of owning a pet cafe, Dan also plans one day to buy his own house. Self-determination, control, freedom. These words mean different things to different people. Freedom could mean moving out of your parents' house and for the very first time having your own space. They could mean having your very own home in a quiet neighborhood, one that has friendly neighbors and a safe place to walk your dog. It could mean going to sleep when you feel like going to sleep. It could mean cooking what you want to eat. Independence could also mean helping others to define and gain self-sufficiency on their own terms, the very same way you acquired it. Freedom, as meant for you and me. Talk about getting what she wants? Meet Roxanne Newhouse, an exceptionally determined woman who lives life with a sense of fierce independence. Roxanne recently helped to write and produce a video on self-determination.
Hello, my name is Newhouse. I like to tell other people about self-determination.
Whether it's shopping within her budget, cooking with friends, or going to the movies, Roxanne is living her life the way she wants to. Maybe this is why she's happier than she's ever been.
Yeah. I feel people over the people.
The other great thing about Roxanne is she has this amazing sense of humor. Being with Roxanne is really fun. I used to work with her, and that was good, and I enjoyed that relationship. But I enjoy it even more now that we're just friends, and we can go and hang out and do things.
It's a very long process, but in the end, be very proud of you. You really need people to help you and support you all the way.
No segregation, discrimination. We are about full participation, working for self-determination. Freedom is meant for you and me.
I was the class clown. I was always joking around and not paying much attention to my studies. I goofed off a lot in school. I only wanted to be there to hang out with my friends. When I was 19 years old, I was out at a friend's house drinking beer and smoking marijuana. I felt fine, so I decided to drive home. At some point, I lost control of the car and hit a telephone pole. In that 1 second, my life was changed forever.
Okay, Mr. Perry, for the wonderful presentation. I really learned a lot, like about disability, and that there are not difference from anybody else, meaning that you are no different from anyone else.
That's precisely the kind of emotional involvement Dan is looking for when he presents to students. Age doesn't matter to Dan. He's presented to audiences as young as 6 years old, but to teenagers, his message really hits home.
I also try to educate people about disability awareness, empowerment, and self-determination. I try to inspire people to focus on the good things they have going for them in their lives, and I hope to encourage people to make good decisions and to aim high when planning for their futures.
Before his career as a motivational speaker, Dan led a team through an intense rehabilitation program in Oakland County. The secret to his success?
I just think the biggest thing, and I said it before, was having a team of people work with you who love you and have faith in you, and you inspire each other. Mm-hmm. And you have a dream. You got to have a dream. And without a dream, you can't make anything happen.
Dan has become something of a celebrity. He's been in the local papers, received hundreds of cards and letters, and recently received a Heroes Award from the Detroit Pistons. But according to Dan, the best honor he's ever received is the chance to impact the lives of others.
Everyone who knows me knows that I needed something more challenging for my future. Choosing self-determination was a very good choice for me.
A growing movement.
All across the state, the Michigan Department of Community Health supports this choice of self-determination as well. In each town, community mental health service programs are working to make self-determination a reality by building meaningful lives, promoting dignity and equality, because freedom is meant for you and me.
Got strong values, and we heed 'em. Basic rights, we all need 'em. Freedom is meant for you and me. No segregation, discrimination. We are about full participation, working for self-determination. Freedom is meant for you and me. We're making SD a reality, promoting dignity and equality, meaningful lives for all the world to see. Freedom is meant for you and me.